Oh, yeah, I got emojis. Hit me with your best shot. Hi. Can you dig it? PinUp pup. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night. It's hump day. Camel. Nice to see everybody. How's it going? Good to see ya. I am Jake Johnson, and this is a chill stream. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Bill Bennett, you're first in chat. You get the gold star. Bill says, chill pill night. Howdy, Untethered Live family. Glad to be here. Well, I'm glad you're here, Bill. Nice to see you. Here's to you, buddy. A lovely cup of coffee. Amanda says, hey, Bill, here's your gold star. Bill, not nil. Bill, not nil. Nil Bill. That's terrible. Typo. Amanda says, hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all. Happy hump day, camel. Brr, it got chilly here after the rain. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight? Saucy. I'm saucy. I had a good day at work today. Had a good dinner when I got home. Pork chop sandwich, baked beans and mashed potatoes and gravy, and some cookies. And my puppy is a winning puppy. She entered into a competition, and she won. And now she's a pinup pup in a calendar, and now she's going in a bigger contest for money. So the link is in the chat if you guys want to go vote. You can also find out the information on Untethered Live Family on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Untethered Live Family. There's that link, and the link to the voting for the puppy is in the chat. And let me just give you a good idea of what you're voting for. Come over here. All right, check this out. Pow! There's that puppy. Miss July. Isn't she just adorable? That is the calendar photo that won for the calendar. And now you can get the calendar, I guess, when it comes out. I'm not sure. And now she's entering into a much bigger competition, one that has money attached. So anybody want to vote, I'd appreciate that. Go check it out and, do your thing. And Amanda says, here is how you vote for the cutest dog in the world. My little Tribble. Cutest thing ever. Just follow that link. It'll take you where you need to go. Aaron, what's up, buddy? I see you found my emoji. That is the Jake emoji. I'm trying it out. I was just testing it. I didn't exactly know what I could use it for yet or how it would be seen by you guys. So now that I know that you can easily find it, I'll put up some actual emojis. I'll actually design some and put up there so you guys can use them if you want them. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. I don't do emojis myself because I know how to write, but I digress. There'll be some Jake emojis out there just for you. I don't know if you can download them. Can you download them, Aaron? And hey, buddy, by the way, how you doing? Amanda says, hi, Aaron. And that's cool. How did you do that? And Aaron says, what's up, Amando? Commando Amando. Trash Panda Amanda. Going Commando Amando. John H. says, hey, everyone. Hey, John, what's up, buddy? The link up above is where you can vote. I'll pin that on the top of the chat there. Let's see if I can pin it. You can vote if you wish to vote for my puppy, cutest puppy in the world. It's a contest, and she stands a good chance of winning because she's the cutest puppy in the world. So if you want to vote for her, that's how you do it. Her name is Tribble, by the way. Tribble DOG. Do you like the emoji? Do you have a use for it? Can you download it and apply it in other chats? I don't know. Is it just for this chat, or is it something you can use everywhere? Does it go into your little list of emojis? Aaron says, see? Amanda says, yeah, I see. So, Amanda, figure out what you can do with that thing. And how do you find it? Was it in the emojis? Got it. Okay. My code brain was on it. Go, Aaron. I need a guy like you in my team. Smart guy. Knows how to do computer stuff. Let me know if you're interested. You can use it on other podcasts. Sweet. Go flood everybody else's podcast with Jake emojis. Fantastic. Aaron says, Jake made it. He's smart. I'm not that smart. I'm smart in certain areas. I'm an idiot in other areas. I can use it in other chats. That's cool. And I got whatever you need. I appreciate that, Aaron. Thank you very much. BS, you a smart dude. I'm moderately intellectual. I'm a sophist. That's a deceptively smart idiot. Something like that. I'm not sure that's what that means, but it's close. Close enough. Tonight's episode is all about matters of philosophical sophistry and other capaciousness. Capacious. Capaciously capriciative. I'm capriciative. Aaron says, smiley face. And John says, I got some bad news yesterday. Test results came back and I have stage 2 throat and mouth cancer. Oh no, John. Good gracious, my friend. Stage 2, is that treatable? Or are they going to have to are you going to be one of those dudes? They told me to stop smoking, but I didn't listen. And now all I can do is talk through the straw. Is that what is going to happen? I hope not. That's a horrible, horrible idea. And Aaron says, God's got my man, John. Yes, he does. But that's not to say that we won't suffer on this earth, because this earth is full of pitfalls and we all fall for them. And, it's like I was trying to tell that dude the other night that was getting on to me about smoking. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I chose to do it. I'll accept the consequences for my actions. That. Linda Davis says, I voted. Hey, Linda, how are you, sweetie? Nice to see you. And Amanda says, oh, no, John, prayers. And John, we're with you, man. If you need anything, let us know. I hate that news. I'm sorry for that. But God bless you and keep you, and maybe this is something you can get treated, and maybe it won't be so bad. Chemotherapy and an operation. Operation meaning cutting part of your tongue out or your jaw or something. I'm sorry, man. Aaron says, true, Jake. Yeah. I am sorry. That is bad news. Phew. If I thought there was anything we could do, we'd do it. But I think that's just par for the course, the life we live. Amanda says, Linda Tribble is the month of July in a pet calendar. She won. It's too cool and I'm excited. And Aaron says, you got friends for whatever we can do, John. Whatever you need, buddy. You just let us know. If we can do it, we'll do it. And I'll share again the picture. Tribble was entered into a contest and she won. And now she is Miss July. And there's the picture she won. As my little cutie pie, my little baby girl. Not the best picture either. I don't know why we don't have cuter pictures of her, camera lady. But that's her, and that's the calendar spread, and it is for Paw Print. Paw Print magazine, I think is what it is, or Paw Print calendars. Paw Print store, something like that. And what's the other contest for? Who are they through? Well, that's not a good thing. You got to remember details. So read it and tell me what it is. King what? King Pet. So go check out King Pet. The link is pinned at the top if you guys want to vote for Tribble. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. It's just if you decide to think she's cute. If you think she deserves your vote, vote for her. And if she wins, we get money. So I like that. I like anything about that. And Linda says, yay, 100%. No, that's not 100%. That's a star with flowers on it. Those flowers will burn up near a star. That's a lie. That's propaganda. Fireworks. Okay. Amanda says, cause she won't be still long enough. She won't be still long enough. John says, don't let it spoil your night, everyone. Life goes on. No thanks to your wonderful, lovely people. Well, thank you very much, John. And definitely thanks to these wonderful people. I don't think you meant no thanks to you. I think you meant also thanks to you wonderful people. So yes, I appreciate that. And yeah, it's not going to spoil the night, but just know that we're thinking about you and we have you in our prayers. And if there's anything you need, if there's anything we can do, just don't hesitate to ask. You know my email address, but I'll put it on the screen again. Jot it down. Here it is right here. UntetheredLivestream@gmail.com. Reach out. And if you need something, we'll make sure it happens. Within reason, of course. I can't go to London, but you know. And Amanda says, I got plenty of sleep. No, I got plenty of her sleeping. Yeah, well, you need to get some of her chewing and jumping and smiling. She's a smiley puppy. Some of that cute little necklace she's got with the bell on it. That dingles every time she moves and drives me crazy. And John says, on. Life goes on. Thanks to you wonderful people. Yeah, I got it. Party favors. Amanda's trying to tell me about emojis. I have emojis. Jake emojis. The first one dropped today. Go check it out. It's in your emojis list. You can use it on other podcasts. Go ahead and do that. And Amanda says, UntetheredLivestream@gmail.com is the email address. If you want to reach out, reach out. It's me, says Prayers for John. Hey, it's me. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. And Amanda says, she moves so fast and it blurs the pictures. I got a video of her chasing her tail. I put a video of her up on shorts, on Untethered Live shorts of her eating a peppermint and freaking out. Apparently, my puppy has a sweet tooth. She loves cookies. She loves anything sweet. I've got a cookie jar, a cookie tin, and every time I even move it, she hears the sound of it and starts freaking out. If I try to crack the lid, as soon as it squeaks, she freaks out. She wants that cookie. She goes scratching it and sniffing all over the place. It's quite funny. And Amanda says, hi, it's me. And John says, I feel like having a fag now. That's British for cigarette. Don't say that in America, but because it means something different. But in the great land of English, it means a cigarette. Why? Fag is transliterative of the word fasci, which means bundle of sticks, is what they refer to a pack of cigarettes. A bundle of sticks. Fag. Fasci fag. I don't know why there's a G on it. Doesn't make any sense, but that's what they say anyway. Maybe a British person could tell you what that means. Why it means that. It's me, says, hi, Amanda. And Amanda says, spaghetti. She goes nuts. Yeah, she likes spaghetti. But I can't get her to do that Lady in the Tramp thing where she sucks the spaghetti up. I can't get her to do that. I don't know why. Might have something to do with the lack of lips, but I'm not sure. I think the cartoon might have lied to us. I don't think dogs can suck up spaghetti. It's me, says, well, the tariff game is costing low income and poor. Rich folks don't feel it. 401k. Yep, you're the second person that is touting 401k nonsense. It's all right. It'll go back up. The Dow Jones closed at 6% today. So, I'm sorry. The Dow Jones was at 6% when I looked at it today, which is above market crash. It's not going down, it's going up. It's going to fluctuate for a little while, just like it did in the original days. The original being the first. The problem is when Trump first became president, he didn't have the legacy of everybody against him and everybody trying to stop him. That started after he became president. So when he became president the first time, the stock market just went through the roof. But it did fluctuate a little in the beginning, and then it just skyrocketed. Now he's got the baggage of everybody trying to stop him and everybody up in the air and nobody knowing which way the cookie's going to crumble. And they all hate Trump. So obviously, anytime it fluctuates, they blame him for it. Well, yeah. You see, every other country in the world has been tariffing the shit out of us forever. And we have been just giving them our stuff for free. So Trump is not going to back down on this. He's going to push the tariffs, and he will win. But first, he has to prove to them that he's not going to back down, which means they have to try him, which means they're going to jack the tariffs up, and they're going to hold their own, and they're going to threaten all kinds of things, and the stock market's going to go wishy-washy, and then ultimately they will back down and give him what he asked for, and everything will smooth out. That's how he plays this game. It is a dangerous game. It is not without peril, but he will not back down, and they will eventually cave to him because they want our goods. It's just the way it is. So check it out. Calm down. It's not going to be the end of the world, I promise. We've been here before. We'll be here again. Aaron says, I'm buying votes. Are you? What does that mean?
You can vote every 10 minutes. You can obviously buy votes too, so he's buying votes for the contest.
Oh, you don't have to do that, buddy. You don't have to do that. Don't spend any money on this thing, please. If you're going to spend money on it, I'd rather you give it to us, but don't do that. Aaron says, I voted. I got it. I understand. 401k is tumbling, says it's me. It will, and it'll pick right back up because this is not the end of the institution. It's just a pitfall. It just happens. It's happened before. The only difference is it wasn't mainstream media, and nobody ever mentioned it, so it's okay. You'll be all right. You're not going to lose your 401k, I promise. John says, it means the same thing in slang. It's slang. Got it. Yeah, it does mean fashy, but I don't know why there's a G on it. I just don't understand the language or the reason for it being fag instead of fash. Maybe fash sounded weird, so they just put a G on it. Who knows? Aaron says, I found out you can vote every 10 minutes. Cool. And Amanda says, oh, that's cool, Aaron. Well, if you get bored, have fun. If you think about it, hook it up. Thanks, man. Aaron says, I'm buying votes. Please don't waste any money on that. I don't know if it's a scam. I don't know whether we're going to win or not. I'd hate for you to lose any money over something like that. Aaron says, be right back. Okay. And Amanda says, oh, Aaron, you're awesome, man. Thanks. We appreciate you so much. Absolutely. Rich S. says, hi, everyone. Hey, Rich. What's up, buddy? You want to see my puppy in a magazine? Not a magazine. A calendar? Look at this. Pow! She's Miss July. That's my puppy. She won a contest, and now she's in a PinUp calendar. Although I don't know why it's not a 2026 calendar. Seems a little late to be buying 2025 calendars. That's just me. I might be wrong. Amanda says, hi, Rich. And Rich says the Dow Jones was at 8%, S&P at 10%, NASDAQ at 12% today. Okay, it went up to 8. It was 6 when I looked at it this morning. So that's not bad. That means an upward trajectory. That means it's not falling through the roof like everybody's claiming it is. It's holding its own. It's going to fluctuate a little, but relax. Actually, if you really want to be daring and smart, buy some stock right now while everybody's claiming it's crashing, because in a week or so when it skyrockets because Trump was ultimately right, you're going to make a lot of money. Know what I mean, Bern? Buy it while it's in the gutter. Sell it when it's on top. It's very easy to do if you have money. Patty Donahue says, hello, everybody. Prayers in America. Hey, Patty, how are you? Bill says, roller coaster, up and down. Be patient. That's right. It'll be up and down for a little while. Just be patient. It'll work itself out. It always does. The one thing we don't want to do is panic. Don't panic. Amanda says, hi, Patty. Ninja, there you are, buddy. I've been worried about you. Where you been? You just vanished for a couple of days. We've had like 4 great podcasts, and you should have been here for them. They were awesome. We had some wonderful conversations. That was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 6 podcasts in a row. And yesterday was my day off, and I slept like a baby. Ninja says, hey, everybody. Sorry, I've been incognito. Nice. It's me says, keep their hands off Medicare, period. I don't think they have any plans for Medicare. It's me. Calm down. It's okay. I don't think they have any plans against Medicare. If anything, what Doge is doing is going to make Medicare increase because they're cutting out a lot of fat that shouldn't have been there that nobody even knew about. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Patty says, Miss Amanda, hey. And John says, Jake, Hamas are taking Britain to court now for calling them terrorists, and France is recognizing Palestine as a country now. We are in big trouble. Well, yeah, Palestine never has been and never will be a country because it's a myth somebody made up. It was a promise made to people that they didn't have any right to. The land belongs to somebody else. You can't just promise it away and then promise to build a shiny new city there, which is what Palestina means, shiny new city. And there isn't one, nor has there ever been one. There's no place on the map that is Palestine. It's not a real place. That's why it's a problem. And if France is calling it, that's no different than calling women men and men women. It's just something else that somebody decided to say. Doesn't make it true. And at some point, somewhere, some adults are going to have to recognize that. Just because you say it don't mean it's true. Right now, they're just, I guess, trying to live the dream. I don't know, trying to speak into existence what their pipe dreams are. There's a word for that, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But who knows what they're doing? They're crazy people. And Amanda says, hi, Ninja. And Rich S says, Warren Buffett once said that it's wise for investors to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. That's a smart. Yeah, that makes sense. Amanda says, oh, the new emoji. Look at that new emoji. That's a Jake emoji. That's me on it. I'm actually going to make some emojis that are like round, that look like emojis, and do some different things. And I'll put them in so you can share them amongst the other people in the world. Ninja says, I've been going on some much needed dates with my girlfriend. I hear you, buddy. Get that girl. Show her some attention. She needs it. Nothing but love will come back for you if you do that. And Amanda says, nice, Ninja. Rich says, you're a YouTube beast, Jake. Thank you. I don't know what that means, but thank you. A YouTube beast. It's me says, back in the 20s, more snow in Michigan. Jeez. Back in the 20 degrees. Yeah, I got it. I think it's in the 40s here. It ain't really that cold. It's just colder than it has been for the past 2 weeks. Past 2 weeks, it's felt like summer, and now all of a sudden it's cold again. But it's not really too cold. It's just cold compared to what the other day was. It's because of that big storm we had with all that wind. We had like 80-mile-an-hour winds, and it just blew a front in, I guess. There, sorry. Go look at your votes, says Aaron. Amanda, go look at the votes. And Amanda says, okay. It's me says, it's already Palm Sunday this week. Really? Cool. Palm Sunday? What is Palm Sunday? Is that when, what, palm trees were invented? I don't know. Palm Sunday. It's something to do with Christ. I just don't know what it is. Is that after Good Friday? Good Friday, Palm Sunday? Stay around the house Saturday? Aaron says, I'm going to not flood that other trolling channel. I hear you. And Amanda says, oh, wow, Aaron, thanks, man. She's 374th place now out of 5.794 dogs, 5,794 dogs. She's 374th. Wow. How many does she need for first, says Aaron. I have no idea. Riding a donkey in Jerusalem, says it's me. Right? That's when they came. I don't think that was Sunday. It might have been the previous Sunday. I guess he could have been in Jerusalem for a week. Doesn't seem like it, though. Seems like that story moves pretty quickly from the time he gets to Jerusalem to this crucifixion. A couple of days, but it might have been a whole week. That would make sense because he was crucified on a Friday, I think. Yeah, it had to be Friday. Because when they took him down, they had to prepare for Passover. And they couldn't touch him until after the Sabbath. Because Passover, Sabbath, Monday. Sabbath is on Saturday, by the way. I don't know when Passover hit in that region. But it was coming up right there. They couldn't touch the dead body because of it. Now I'll have to look into that. Palm Sunday. Oh, I'm going to bot flood that other trolling channel. You mean the ones that were here the other night? What was it? Dipped in the blood or something like that? I can't remember what it was. Nonsense guys. I wouldn't waste a second thinking about them people. Rich says, it is the Sunday before he was arrested. Okay, got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. It just seems like that all happened really quickly, like a couple of days. Seems it must have been a week, though. She's 345th now. Excellent. Maybe she'll gain traction. Who knows? She's a pretty dog, but please, I beg you, please don't waste any money on that because, like I said, there's no guarantee or anything like that we're even going to get close to winning. So, a lot of dogs out there. But it is nice to put her out there and let her be seen. And now she's in a regional contest, says Amanda. Cool. And Aaron says, how many votes to make her first place? Amanda says, I don't know. I'm looking to see. Ain't no telling. She's a proud puppy, though. She likes to be paid attention to. As soon as I walk in the door from work, she's beelining for me. Jumps up on my legs and just stays right up under my feet until I sit down. She's very excited. And then she'll get the zoomies and run back and forth and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's hilarious. Because she doesn't run. Her legs are too small. So she hops like a rabbit. Prances. You ever seen a deer run across a field? That's how she runs. Boop, 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 boop. It's funny. It's a damn good cup of coffee. Thank you to the people that provide the coffee for the show. This is a regular cup of joe. That's the way I like it. You know what I'm saying. Don't you want to have a cup of coffee with me? If you do, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get to talking about something. If you don't have a cup, though, You can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It has my face on it. It is fantastic. Also, there's a lot of other options there. New options, like a stainless steel tumbler with a locking lid. Hold your coffee hot for hours. Looks good on a coffee table, and if you chuck it at somebody, it'll leave a mark, so get one while supplies last. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join. Super chats are available in the chat box, or hit that Cash App if you want to show a little bit of love. You want to throw a little clang-a-lang my way if you want to. You can do that at $ Jake Johnson Band on Cash App. And one more thing. If you want to vote for the puppy dog, or if you want to find out new information about what's going on in the world, if you want some new emojis or anything like that, you can go to facebook.com/UntetheredLive family, where you can hang out with everybody, get to know one another outside of YouTube, outside of their oppressive censorship, and outside of me having to read all of your texts and chats and pictures and videos, and just hang out. It's a great place. It's brand new, and it's kind of cool, so go check it out. And I appreciate you. Now, back to the show. It's Me says, I watched a movie about Barabbas converting to Jesus. Hollywood interpretation. Not biblical, though. Yeah, I don't think Barabbas converted. Barabbas means son of the father, and it's not that father. I think he was the murdering type. Barabbas was a bad guy. He didn't convert, I don't think. And Linda says they calculate Passover by 15 days after the first full moon after the spring equinox. So they say Passover is April 12th this year. No, it's 14 days past the spring equinox, which happened on I think it was the 27th or the 23rd, whatever it was. That would put Passover at April 3rd where we did it. So, and it's 14 days past the spring equinox at sundown. So it's on the 14th night. That's when Passover begins. It's not April 12th. That's what the calendar says it is, but that's not accurate with the Bible. If you'll go back to, I believe it's Leviticus, wherever it's talking about Zacharias in his course in the temple, he served the course of Abiah, which was in the month of Abib, which is April, which is the first month of the year according to God. That month starts on the spring equinox. So, in the month of April, starting at the spring equinox, 14 days at sundown, that's where it is. Now, our month, April, starts much later. That's why we did it on April 3rd. It's a little confusing, I know, but we live under the Gregorian calendar for Gregory. We used to live under the Julian calendar, which is for Julius Caesar. And before that, it was a Jewish Hebrew calendar. So it's jumped around a few times, but the 7-day week has always been maintained all throughout the generations. And when they changed the calendar, they would remove or add days to keep that 7-day or skip days. So it would like go from the 1st to the 5th if they had to jump days around or whatever, but to keep that 7-day week so that the Sabbath is always every week, you know. So that's how that happened. But it is 14 days past the spring equinox. Amanda says 40,000 plus votes puts her in first place. Aaron says, holy shit, good things. Yeah, please don't do that. That would be bad. I don't wish that. I didn't know that was even a thing, or I wouldn't have even promoted it. I did not know. I thought it was just like a Facebook thing. You just vote. And Amanda says, your jet's about to jump and leave you lost. Amanda says, yep, she will end up somewhere. She's got a regional contest now, so she's going out more. Cool. You need to add more pictures. Get better pictures of her. You know, maybe ones without somebody's leg in it. Aaron says, put up the Cash App link. Amanda, I don't know if there is a Cash App link. You just go to the Cash App and go to $ Jake Johnson Band. Search for $ Jake Johnson Band. It is $. Yeah, that's it. On Cash App. I don't know if you can do it link like PayPal. PayPal has a link, paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, but I don't think Cash App does a link. I'm not sure about that, though. You'd have to look. Rich says, speaking of Barabbas, I once dated a girl twice. The deal breaker was that she had a cat named Barabbas. Number one, I did not like Barabbas. And number two, I'm allergic to cats. I hear you. Why would she name her cat Barabbas? Was he an evil, murdering bastard that took the place of the Son of God? That doesn't surprise me. Cats are kind of assholes. Amanda says she's in 8th place in our state. Sweet. It's me says, actually, this month is calculated the new year, biblically. Yes, I said that. It's the beginning of the year. April is the first month of the year in the Bible. 344th place regionally. Cool. All right, enough about that. Aaron says, oh, dang, be right back. And Linda says, I was just saying it's how they claim it is calculated. I really have no idea. Well, now you do. If you trust me, then you trust that I'm right. All I can do is go by what the Bible says, right? I don't trust man's word. I don't trust any dating systems or numbering systems of man, because they're all skewed against believing in God, starting with academia all the way down the list. And all dating methods, all that stuff is all skewed to not look at the actual evidence of the world. Why? Is because they don't want to admit God did it. That's the biggest reason, in my humble opinion. Now, as I said, the Bible gives a date. It says the first day of the year is April 1st, and that day begins at the equinox. That's where they were in time, and that's what it was. All right? Now, Passover happens, and it says 14 days in the Bible, and that's supposed to last a whole week, 7 days, from the 14th day to the 21st day. But our calendar is not in line with the Bible, not the month or the day. And Amanda says, it's a different picture in the cutest contest. Cool. It's me says, what do you win, Amanda? Apparently there's different things that you win, and it's different payouts, but the top prize is $5,000. So if she got first place, that'd be awesome. I'd buy everybody a drink. Amanda says, top prize, $5,000. Yep. I don't think we're getting that, though. There's a lot of cute dogs in the world. It would be weird if my dog was the cutest one. It's me says, wow. Dennis Bigfoot says, hey, Jake and Amanda in chat. What's up, Dennis? Nice to see you, buddy. It's me says, well then, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Amanda says, hi, Dennis. Bill Bennett says, I'm lost. What girl? And how is she first in what race? I got sidetracked. Okay, we're talking about a dog. And it's this dog right here. That girl. And she's in a contest for cutest dog in the world. She's in a couple of contests now. Apparently, she was entered into one contest about a calendar, and they entered her into a couple of other contests. And so now we got contest galore going on. So we'll see. And she's 8th place in our state currently. And Amanda says there are many different cash payouts and toys, food, and other stuff. Right. We'll probably end up with toys or food or something like that, because she is cute. She's worthy of something. I've got a monster headache and no goodies. Mr. P, what's up, buddy? He says, good evening. Much love to all. Hey, Mr. P, how you doing? Bill says, she is cute. She is adorable. If she was in here, I'd hold her up to the camera and let you see her in the flesh. But I don't know where she's got off. I don't hear her little bell tinkering anywhere. How you doing, Mr. P? Good to see you. Linda says, hi, Mr. P. Heart. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I got one.
Look at that. Look at that baby. See that pretty girl? She is an award-winning puppy for sure. Look at that. Just adorable. Got her a little purple bell and a little purple bow. She's just the cutest little thing. Say hey to everybody. She's getting heavy, though. She's going to be a star. I can see it already. I'll be her stage manager. I'll be a stage mom, combing her hair and making sure she shows up on for her photo shoots and everything. It's going to be terrible. She's growing so fast. Yes, she is. I think she's gained probably 2 pounds since we got her. She's getting heavy. It's because we feed her too much. And Dennis says, aha. And she's a precious little thing. She likes to bite, though. She's a biter. Not hard, just she's got those sharp puppy teeth. She's a rotten little piggy, says Amanda. She is that. But she's my rotten little piggy. What breed is your dog? This dog is part Shih Tzu and part Chihuahua. She's a Shitwawa. My little Shitwawa. Okay, you gotta sit down. Mr. P says, I'm okay. Life is a grind currently for sure. Better days ahead, though, is the plan. God bless, and thanks, Linda, and everyone. I'm listening in. Well, John, thank you for being here, buddy. And we love you. You know that. She's like a what I go now? She's like, what I go now? What I do now? Nothing. She's just a little baby. You say hello? She won't do it when you're watching. She's a sweet girl, though. And she isn't really barky either. She doesn't bark a lot. She'll bark when she's playing, but she doesn't like, or hasn't yet, bark like at noises or anything. So no waking up in the middle of the night to a yapping dog. She doesn't freak out every time the door opens. That's pretty nice. She's well-tempered. Dennis says, yes, it is, Mr. P. Being grateful helps those tough days go by better. So does alcohol. I'm just saying. I prefer coffee, but some people do the alcohol thing. Linda says, Mr. P, if you are down this way to visit your sister for Easter, you should stop here. We are a few miles off 81. That'd be nice. Get a little get-together, have a cookout, say hello to friends. I wish I could get up that way and see you guys. One of these days, I'd like to organize a get-together up north of here so that everybody that's in that direction could come. That'd be cool. Dennis Bigfoot says, Jake, you're a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you're me. Why you say I'm a nut? What'd I do? I know. I don't seem like the puppy dog type, but it's kind of hard not to like this one. Although she's currently chewing on my Achilles heel, and it's not funny. Stop it. Let go. Let go. Thank you. It's my foot, Missy. Isme says, I feel an urge to throw up whenever I smell alcohol, except Chardonnay. Wine is okay if it's vintage. I hear you. I feel that way when I smell vodka because I drank a gallon of vodka when I was a teenager and nearly killed myself. I had to go get my stomach pumped and all kinds of stuff because my liver shut down. I went jaundice and had a pain and whole 9 yards. It was not good. Stupid. It was stupid. And so now when I smell vodka, it's like my body is that French's commercial from the 80s. No. Can't have it. It's horrible. And Amanda says, I have officially lost my pup. LOL, she's a daddy's girl. Well, all girls are daddy's girls. In this house, Missy. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't ask her to like me. She just does. Dennis says, drinking comment. I hear you. I was joking. I'm not serious about that. Linda says, instead of a big fat Greek wedding, it'll be a big fat Greek Easter. Right on. I hear the Greeks are really good at cooking food, so I'm there. I'm down. I'm down for some good food. And I like Greek stuff, so I would show up and say, Evkalisto. Did he just speak Greek? I think he did. What does that mean? It means excuse me. Don't you mean thank you? No, excuse me. Evkalisto. Iligi bira. Just a little. Linda says, instead of... I read that one. Aaron says, covered in the blood and Bible seeker. That's what the names were. Bomb you emoji in their chat. Yes, please do. That sounds fun. Those guys were a pain in the ass and wrong about everything. Not even close to right about anything. And then they come in here and wanted to be judgmental and be rude to everybody, and I didn't like that. So they had to go. So, yeah, if they get bombed, that would be fantastic. And if my emoji has something to do with it, even better. Bombed by flooding their chat. Nothing violent. Food got attention. Food got Jake attention. Ha Yes, I like food. Aaron says, Amanda, does Jake's Cash App work? It keeps rejecting me. Are you doing lowercase letters, $ Jake Johnson Band? I just used it today. It absolutely works. All right. Hey. Do you want to get down? Come get your dog. Yes, it is functioning. I got you. Let me see. Nope, I don't got you. That was something else. I don't know why. Try the PayPal thing. That would be paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. And she said, hold on, she'll send you a link. I just asked about the link, and I said it didn't have a link. Does it have a link? It does have a link. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how that works. She said she'll send you a link, so I don't know what that means. Mr. P says, thank you so much, though, Linda. Heart. Yeah, it's a lovely invitation. Aaron says, BRB. And Linda says, we have a feast planned, 30 plus. I wish you could be here. Me too. I think you and Amanda would enjoy my crazy family. Absolutely. And you know I would be the life of the party because that's how I roll when I go in front of people. I'm just Mr. Crazy. But, you know, I would love to meet your family. Mr. P says, I know I would, Linda. Yeah, y'all got that heritage thing, so y'all would, like, click immediately. Dennis says, gotta go, peace. Dennis, thank you for being here. God bless you, sir. Thanks for chilling with us on a Chill Stream Wednesday, where we hang out and just rap waxotic about philosophical sophistry and other matters of Merlot. Aaron says, Amanda says she was going to send you a link. I don't know how that works. I didn't know there was a link. So I thought you had to log on with your Cash App card. I didn't know. She's working on it, though. She's got my phone. She's doing something over there. Might be getting ready to explode. Aaron says, I don't want to use the super chat function, but Cash App won't let me. She said, give her 1 second. I have no idea what's wrong with it. Come to think of it, the other day, I went to put some money on it at a store, and it declined me. So there might be something wrong with it. I have to go check into that and see what the problem is. I didn't know you could be declined for adding money, but there's the link right there. And I think he knows that. I think that's where he went. That'll take you directly to it, she says. If it rejects you again, there's something wrong with the card, and I'll have to look into it to see why. I may have reached a limit or something, although I can't see how. It's not like I've been rolling in money. Pardon me. Mr. P says they can lock for security reasons, if I recall correctly, Jake. Yeah, there may be something like that going on. I may have used it a lot, and they may think there's something fishy about that, and they may have locked it, and I don't know. I used it this afternoon, and it worked. I sent some money to pay a bill this afternoon, so it worked. So I don't know what the problem is. I will inquire as to what the deal is, though. Aaron says, it's my stupid bank. I have to call them. Okay, so it's not on my end. Good. Then I don't have to dig into that app and find out how it works. Linda says, one of the meats we are having is leg of lamb. Is that spankadippa? No. Spanakopita. Spanakopita, Mr. P. I don't know what spanakopita is, but it sounds delicious. Lamb, I've had lamb before, and I didn't care for it. It was a little gamey, but I also imagine that's probably in how they prepared it. Somebody that knows how to cook lamb might prepare it better. What I had was lamb sausage. Somebody had made sausage out of lamb, and I just assumed they made it wrong because it tasted a little weird. I've had goat before, and I liked that all right. That was made from a Jamaican food shop, so that was pretty good. Spanakopet, Jake. Spanakopeta, Jake. Spanakopeta, got it. Spanakopeta. I would not have figured that's how you pronounce that word with the long O there after the P, or before the P, but learn something new every day. Spanakopeta. And Linda says, I just sent you some cash on Cash App, and it worked. Okay, so he says it was his bank that was doing that. So on his end, it locked. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. I did not expect you to have to do that, but thank you. God bless you. Let me give you a little heart so you know it went through. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Can I sing you a song or something? Want me to play Elizabeth? Oh, yeah. Moonlit skies and fireworks. People laugh, people flirt all night long. but I just stare. So I drove down to the local bar where people come in their fancy cars to play their games. But I just stare. Then I saw you sitting there, all alone in that empty chair right next to you. I fell in love, oh baby. You looked down and you took my hand. You said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything with just one kiss. I don't care what you say, I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. At that bar where we first met, you smiled at me and my palms got wet, and you just looked away. But I just stayed. You said, been in love and it never works. I always end up getting hurt, and I ain't doing that no more. There ain't no way. Oh no, 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 no. You stood up to say goodbye, grabbed your hand with a tear in my eye, and I just walked away. But you just stayed. But you looked down and you took my hand and said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything but just one kiss, and I don't care what you say, I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. All right. There's a song for you there. Nice. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Patty says, all Greek food is great. I would love to eat some all Greek food. I like what I've had, different things here and there, little things, mostly like salad type stuff. But I think I would like some of the more serious Greek foods. I like flavor, so yeah. It's Me says, I thought you'd try selling this song to a publishing company. You might get lucky. I've thought about it. I have thought about it. And if I can find one that, might be a winner, I'll do it. I don't want to just put it out there and not have anything happen to it, though, or lose my right to use it. So it'd have to be something like a shoe-in for a big artist or something. Amanda says, I'd give you everything for just one kiss. Ooh. Patty says, Jake, music, peace. Thank you, ma'am. And Amanda says, I fell in love with you anyway, despite how crazy you are. Linda says, lamb needs to be cooked medium rare. I did not know that. My stepfather always cooked it too much. Ooh. Mr. P says, you ain't ever had Greek Easter bread until you've had the real deal made with mastica. Nice. And Patty says, Miss Amanda, you got yourself a music man. I'm just a singer, a natural-born guitar ringer, kind of a clinger to a sad old song. Amanda says, oh, no, 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 no. And Linda says, oh, no, 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 no. And Amanda says, yes, ma'am, absolutely. I got something. He's crazy, but he plays music for sure. Mr. P says, it's a resin from ancient, highly prized mesquite trees on the islands on the edge of Greek territory. My family is from Chios. And then he says, he owes. Right on. And Patty says, there's a special bread. Oh, they are a special bread. Yes. I've never had it. And Corinth, I read some letters that came from there. Amanda says that he definitely is in many ways crazy as a loon. Yes. I hear voices, but they all speak Spanish, and I have no idea what they're saying. Amanda says, and he can get on my last nerve, too. Yeah, but I gave you a bunch of those nerves. You know what I'm saying? Walter Davis says, good evening, all. What's up, Walter? How you doing, buddy? Amanda says hi, and Patty says, your last rattling nerve. Yep. Yeah, I am an acquired taste, that's for sure. I know that. I'm aware of my flaws. But you can't get this without that. It's a fine line. There's a fine line between genius and madness, and I walk it like somebody that walks a long straight line. Amanda says, yes, Patty, LOL. And Mr. P says, hello, Walter and Patty. And Linda Davis says, I have to give God all my praise and thanks for keeping my son in his hands and protecting him. He was in a pursuit yesterday and crashed a patrol car in excessive speeds, and he walked away. God, thank you for that. God bless you. That's terrifying. I know every time he goes to work, you got to be on the edge of your seat. I know that's not a fun job to have. I don't envy anybody that took that job as a police officer. It's not a good job these days. It's a thankless job to start with, and it's dangerous because everybody's lying to you and everybody hates you, and everybody wants to get away with something that they're not supposed to. So that puts you in a very precarious situation if you're a cop. So may God stay with your son, and I hope that he has every day that he ends up coming home safe and sound. Thank you, Father. And Linda says, hey, Walter. Mr. P says, oh, Lord. Dang, Linda. Tell him he needs to bring his butt home safely. Yes. And Linda says, praise God, Mr. P. He came home without a scratch. Amen. Walter says, hi, Jake, Amanda, Mr. P, Patty, Linda. It's me, Ron, Dennis, and everybody. And Amanda says, wow, Linda. Prayers, hon. I'm glad he's okay, though. Definitely. It's Me says, everyone said I was crazy, yet the voices in my head say they're wrong. Ha-ha. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic, and so am I. Mr. P says the voices are always correct, right? It's me says, hey, Walter. That's awesome. It has been a very long day. At where I work, we have a hole in a pipe and the water is busted, so our water's cut off right now, and I've got to walk over next door to a guy's shop that's next door where he washes cars to use his hose, because I do a lot of pressure washing at my work. But that means I got to carry everything that I use over there, hook it up, and then go back and get all the screens and stuff that I need to clean, take it over there, clean it, and then clean up the mess because, it's his yard, ink everywhere, so we got to clean that up. Then I got to take all that back over to the shop, and then I got to go back and get all the equipment, unhook it all, turn all his stuff off, make sure everything's clean, and then take all that back over there and set it in somewhere and go back to work. So every time I need to use the pressure washer, that's what has to happen. So I'm exhausted just from walking back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. It's not that far, but if you do that 15, 20, 25 times a day, it gets on up there. Amanda says, I think my voices party all night. They definitely do. And they like kicking me while you're sleeping. One day you're going to wake up on the floor with a foot in your ass, and you'll know why. Mr. P says, that's good then. Mama bears will kick your ass if you don't come home safe. That's a fact. Mama bears are always on the vigil, midnight vigils. And Patty says, hey, Walter and Mr. P. Patty, how you doing today, sweetie? Amanda says, LOL, you wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I just like saying it. I just lay there and put up with it. If it gets too much trouble, I'll get up and go sleep in my chair right here. Just like that. Which I have done. Patty says, has anyone heard from Dana? Not in a while, and I've been worried about her because she's got her grandfather with her, and he's in hospice. He's on his way out, so I'm really worried, and I'm sure she's just taking good care of him and focusing on that, but I haven't heard from her in quite a while, so I'm hoping she's doing okay. I need to reach out. And Walter Davis says, voices in your head are all right. Talking dogs can be a problem. Yes. Yes. That Son of Sam guy found that out the hard way. Amanda says, no, Patty. I was wondering that too. We need to email her and check on them. I'll do that tonight. Look up Son of Sam, says Walter. Oh, yeah, I know all about Son of Sam. That happened in my childhood. I mean, it wasn't my childhood. It was the 80s, 70s. '70s. I was thinking about it the other night. President Ford was in office when I was born. It was a long time ago. Amanda says Triple talks to Jake all the time. She wanted ice cream and cookies last night. Yeah, you ever seen a dog eat ice cream? It's hilarious. Because they get a brain freeze really quick. But they don't know to stop. So it's funny to watch them spaz out. Quite funny. Mr. P says, oh man, the Son of Sam dude was nuttier than a squirrel shit. Yeah. His neighbor's pug told him to kill people. They did make a movie about that, but I don't think it was a very good movie. I don't remember much about it. Amanda says, I know a few people like that, Mr. P, LOL. Yep, I'm one of them, I think. I go through swings. It ain't always that way. Sometimes I'm quiet. True, though. Patty says, does Triple have a volunteer's orange on? Mm-mm. She's got a little purple bow on her collar and a little purple bell. but no volunteers orange. Where'd you get that idea? Because she's from Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee Volunteers.
Got it. Tennessee Volunteers. Okay. Nope, she doesn't. Is she supposed to? Explain yourself. What do you mean? Her first collar was green, and I sewed it together because it was too big for her, so I had to modify it to fit her. And then she bought her another one that's purple, more feminine and tinier. And she bought, I bought the leash. And now I can't get my fingers to grab the little clasp. It's so tiny that I can't grab it first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna have to devise a way that I can take her out for a walk. I can't grab the little clasp on the. We got one of those retractable, so she can go out as far as she wants to, you know, within reason. And then I could just press a button and reel her back in. Walter says, we were 35 miles from New York City, and my mother thought we would all be murdered. Wow. Amanda says, I thought of a way. I will fix it tonight. Yeah, I was thinking about wrapping it up with some tape or something. The problem is I can't hold on to it and then do the thing with my thumb. It's too tiny for me. Mr. P says, my exes, plural, all adored those crime shows. I've rewatched Forensic Files and many others 20 times over in some cases, almost like all my exes were trying to get away with me. I swear. Get away with murdering me, I swear. I think women do fantasize about that sort of thing, and I think that's why they like the true crime shows, because it seems to be a pattern. But hopefully they don't act on those fantasies. And Patty says, I thought I saw orange on the puppy. You know, she's kind of orange in color, like a burnt brown orangey color, I guess. But nope. And Amanda says, no, Patty, her bow has pink and purple polka dots. And Amanda says, yep, we know that. It's me. Definitely small dogs. I missed one, I guess. Oh, it's me says, warning, don't feed dogs chocolate. Yes, I know that. But there ain't nothing wrong with cookie dough. And she does like cookie dough and ice cream. And Patty says, yep. Oh. There you go. Oh, yeah. Amanda says, honey buns and oatmeal cream pies for the puppy dog. Rich S says, is anyone here from New England? New England. I'm not. Isn't that where they do all the fishing? Crab boats and such? And Linda says, hell, I listen to true crime podcast. Just keep ideas in the back of my head. Right on. Just staying sharp. Just making a list. Just keeping it up here. Just in case. I got you. Miss P says, I like them too, Linda. Not every damn day, though. Patty says, Rich, are you in New England? Or are you from New England? Rich says, yes. And Rich says, George Strait. George Strait, the hell of a songwriter there. Hell of a singer. He didn't write most of his songs. Hell of a singer. And Walter says, hey, Rich, I have property in Massachusetts. It's been in the family since the 1700s. Nice. It's me says, it's me says, I like to play Hank Williams Jr. records just as loud as they will go. I'm in the 𝕿𝕚𝕏𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕡 Skinner, Jake Johnson Band, and David Allen Coe. I like Willie, Waylon, George, and Merlin, a lot of ZZ Top. Country soul with some rock and roll, and I really like Kid Rock, cause I'm a redneck, rock and roll son of the South. I don't like no new age disco bands around. I'm gonna drink a couple dozen beers, go out and jam some gears, cause I'm a long-haired redneck, rock and roll son of the South. There you go. How about that? I like that song. And I like anybody that identifies that way. A long-haired redneck rock and roll son of the North. Yeehaw. Gotta be in the South, baby. Rich S says, Walter Davis, what town? I live in Massachusetts. Cool. And Walter says, Munson, Massachusetts. Patty says, I would like to see New England. I hear it's a beautiful state. Mr. P says, I've been up there a few times. There's a kid on a hunting trip. I've been up there a few times as a kid on hunting trips, Rich. It's beautiful, man. I said state. You know what I meant. Walter Davis says, me and my 3 brothers own it. Nice. Rich says, on Cape Cod? Cape Cod. Amanda says, LOL, Linda. We were watching the Orville last night, and Bortus is a Mocklin, and they kill their spouses for a divorce. LOL. Wow. Yep. Stab them right in the heart. Have anybody watched the Orville? Anybody into that kind of thing? I like it. It's a spoof on Star Trek, but it's the best Star Trek on television. And even though they've got 5 other shows on TV right now, they all suck compared to the Orville. So if you like Star Trek, watch the Orville. Mr. P says, no, not specifically Cape Cod. We're talking 30 years ago or more, though. Tough to recall. Right on. And Patty says, wow, Walter, you on Cape Cod? And Rich says, Munson is in West Massachusetts, about 3 hours from me. Cool. And it's super cold in Mass. That's what I hear. It's cold here, too, but not super cold. It's in the 40s, but compared to last week, it's cold. Rich S says, yeah, it's cold. Stop reminding me. In need of a blanket there, Rich? Need to wrap up and turn the heat on, man. It's cold here tonight. Burr, says Amanda. It's not that cold. It's just cold compared to yesterday. And Rich says, I'm about to start looking for a house in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia area. Well, come on down, Rich. This is a nice place to live. Out of the 3, I would pick North Carolina for sure. Virginia's a little bit of a lost cause, and South Carolina's South Carolina. But there's some good places in South Carolina. Amanda says, it's beautiful here, Rich. Way different than Florida. Way different. Whole different universe. Florida's got its own thing going on. Rich says, you should see my nips. They could cut glass, LOL. I do not want to see your nips, man. Ugh. Amanda says, well, cover them things up, Rich. You know, walk around like that. You could play your nips like a washboard. That's funny. Patty says, Tennessee is beautiful with 4 seasons. Right on. We got 4 seasons here, too. They just come and go and come and go and come and go and come and go. So you never know which season you're going to get which day, but we got all 4 of them. It's Me says, where down south is that Lookout Mountain where you can see 5 states? I think that's in Tennessee. I'm not sure, but I think that's in Tennessee. I think that's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Linda Davis says, I love Tennessee, Patty. It's a beautiful state. Very lush, very green, very musical. I love it too, but there's a lot of uppity people there because of their status as musicians, or their presupposed status as musicians. Mr. P says, talking about that Panhandle area. Right on. And Amanda says, it's so beautiful here. The trees, the tree line across the field looks like something from a painting. Yes, it does. We got very beautiful tree lines here because of the leaves turning. It's very pretty. Rich says, Lookout Mountain in Georgia. You can see 7 states at once. Lookout Mountain? I think Lookout Mountain's in Chattanooga, Tennessee, isn't it? On top of Lookout Mountain, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 4-inch block letters. This is a joke that I heard, so. I think it's Chattanooga. I might be wrong. There is a mountain in Georgia, but I think it's called something else. Stone Mountain. Mr. P says, a place where you can see 5 states. Oh, I don't know. And Patty says, sure is, it's me. 7 states can be seen on Lookout Mountain. And Patty says, it is in Chattanooga. There you go. Mr. P says, really? I never heard of it. Interesting. It's Me says, in Kentucky, they have a hill that your car will roll up. We have that in Florida, too. It's called Spook Hill. And I used to live at a motel at the bottom of that hill. So every day I would see cars rolling up that hill because they'd stop at the bottom and put their car in neutral and roll up the hill. It's an optical illusion. They're actually rolling downhill, but from where you are on the land, it looks like uphill. But a lot of people are interested in that phenomenon for some reason. And my elementary school was at the top of the hill, so I'd have to walk up that hill every day. It's interesting to walk uphill and feel like you're going downhill. It's weird. Amanda says, it is in Georgia. And Linda says, road trip time. Right on. Yeah, we ought to go to Lookout Mountain and look out. And then when we get up there, we can holler, look out. Okay, it's time to go. Amanda says, from Lookout Mountain, a mountain ridge in Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee, you can supposedly see 7 states: Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. Interesting. And Walter says, close to the center of Massachusetts. Rich S. says, that sounds like an amazing trip. I'm with you. Aaron says, I'm back. And Rich says, let's do it. I'm down. Let's go. Let's all get together on Lookout Mountain one day. And Amanda says, welcome back, Aaron. Welcome back, Aaron. How are you, buddy? And Walter Davis says, but Linda and I live in Pennsylvania. That's like Transylvania, but with a P. That's like Amish vampires. Something like that. Anyway, Amanda says, glad you didn't get lost, Aaron. It's me, says, my favorite is on top of Old Smoky, all covered with cheese. Oh, sorry. I just had a flashback. Rich says, on a warm day, though. Yeah, it's got to be warm. And Amanda says, Aaron says, thanks. Leo escaped, LO. He decided to visit the fair. Leo? Who's Leo? Amanda, is that your dog? And Amanda says, oh, no, Aaron. Kids. Aaron says, they was feeding him churros. Nice. Walter says, an ancestor, was the Davis Firearm Company. Really? Davis Firearm Company. That's interesting. I have one famous ancestor, and he made shoes. His name was Shoemaker Joe. I kid you not. And he looked Puerto Rican. Very dark-skinned fellow. Very woolly hair. But he was a Cree Indian. And he made shoes. That's the only claim to fame I have. Somewhere out there is the shoe legacy that I'm not part of, but whatever. Mr. P says, what I'm speaking of, you can be standing in multiple states at the same time. Might be 4 or 5. Wow. Aaron says, he came trotting back with a bear. Oh, that's good. At least he got some food. John says, I'm back. I took Apollo for a walk. Apollo. Nice. Must be a big dog. Linda says, Mr. P, there is a place like that in Arizona. There's a place like that in Arkansas, too. It's called Texarkana, where you can stand in the middle of the street and look to your left and look to your right and see 2 different zip codes. And there's a bar there, and there's a white line across the floor in the middle of the bar. And on this side, you can buy beer, and on that side, it's a dry state in a bar. That's true. True story. That's in Texarkana. And I lived there for about 9 months one year. Very interesting place to live. But it's hell on a phone bill, though, because you could call across the street and it'd be long distance. Amanda says, here, Mr. P, the only place in the United States where you can stand in 4 states at once is at the Four Corners Monument, where the borders of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado meet. Yep. And Rich S. says, in middle school, we had a deranged version of Old Smoky. Really? I must know more. Tell me about it. Patty says, call me when you get there, and I will show some homemade hospitality, some hometown hospitality from around here. Ooh. See, we ought to all drive to Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga and hang out. That would be fun. Rich says, let's sing it, Jake. On top of Old Smoky, all covered in blood, shot my poor teacher with a 44 slug. He bled on the table and bled on the floor, and now our poor teacher ain't teaching no more. Wow. That is morbid. Do you like morbid songs? I have a song for you to look up. Get on the YouTubes or on Google and look up Knoxville Girl. And know that that was a real song that was on the radio and quite popular at one time. And just listen to what the topic of the song is. It's not a very good song. It's old. It's kind of bluegrassy a little bit. But just listen to the words of that song and know that people thought like that in those days. Knoxville Girl. Go look it up. You're welcome. John says, puppy husky. Apollo's a husky. Nice. Mr. P says, I don't know. Never been there, Amanda. I just heard of the place, LOL. Right there. Isme says, my mom's from Virginia. My great aunt had her hair down to her feet. Nice. My great aunt did too. So did my aunt, my grandma, and a few other ladies in my family didn't cut their hair. And very Mennonite type women. We were not Mennonites, but they acted like Mennonites. They dressed like Mennonites and so forth, even with the little bonnets, and they didn't cut their hair. And I assume it's a religious thing, but they were not Mennonites, but they acted like them. Weird. I grew up in a strange part of town. Walter says, Chippewa Falls is a big gun-making center early on. It's a few miles from Munson. Nice, Chippewa. Aaron says, whipped cream and dogs is funny. Yes, it is. And ice cream and dogs is funny, too. Mr. P says, I would have searched it myself, but I'm not at home. We got you covered, Mr. P. Amanda says, yes, Aaron. So is peanut butter on the roof of their mouth. That's just cruel. They don't know what to do with that because it sticks to them. And Amanda says, yeah, I read that one. Aaron says, it had John Leguizamo, and it was called Summer of Sam by Spike Lee. It was a stupid movie. Summer of Sam. Is that about the dog that told him to kill people? I didn't realize that was a Spike Lee joint. John says, shouldn't feed dogs sweet stuff. They are diabetic. And Amanda says, LOL, John, I don't know any diabetics that don't eat sweets still. True. Aaron says, LOL, whipped cream is safe for dogs unless the dog is soft. LOL. Yeah, you got to have a tough dog. Sorry, my nose is itching. That happens when the pollen is up in the air. I got bad allergies, so I apologize for scratching my nose all the time. I'm not a cokehead, I promise. Linda says, Mr. P, I've never been there, but my son has. And Patty says, great song, Jake. Thank you, Patty. I didn't write it, though. That was John. Was it John? Who was it? Yeah, I think it was John. No, it was Rich S. Rich S. wrote it. Amanda says, right, Aaron, LOL. It's me says, I think long hair is a woman's beauty. Me too. Amanda says, well, I guess I got that. I got it in that category. It's me. Long, spirally, curly hair. Me too. My hair ain't as long as it was, though. It's shorter now. But it's still pretty long. I've had long hair all my life. I've only had it short a couple times. And I cut it and then grew it right back. Because I don't like not having long hair. I've always been a long hair, and I'm going to die long hair. Can't help it. I know it don't look professional, but that's who I am. Aaron says, Amanda, have you seen Rachel? Not since Passover. Maybe she came the night after Passover, but I don't think so. She seemed to think it was weird that we were doing it, but I don't think that's why she ain't been back. I think she's just doing other things. Amanda says, I talked to her today. She's okay. There you go. They're buddies in real life, so. Rich says, Jake, that's a bluegrass version of a gangster rap in a different era. I love it. The name of the album is called Tragic Songs of Life. Are you talking about Knoxville girl? Yep. That was the I want to say it was the Everly brothers, or it was a pair of brothers that did it, but it wasn't the Everly brothers. I can't remember what their names were now. Aaron says they can't have apples or mangoes skins either. Apples or mango skins. Really? Did not know that. It's me, says Lucky Jake, Amanda. I am definitely lucky. I'm a lucky man. Aaron says, good. And Walter Davis says, fun fact. I love fun facts. The first or second guy killed in the Revolutionary War was Captain Samuel Davis, a cousin of my ancestors. That's a fun fact, and it hits home. Nice. Mr. P says, I was close a few times, Linda. My buddy Nick was in the military, and I went to visit when he was still active. Nice. Amy Elizabeth, hey, darling. She says, liked, shared, and invited some friends. Hey, y'all. How you doing? What's been going on with your bad self? My puppy is entered into a contest and won, and now she is in a calendar. Let me show you. There she is. She's Miss July. She's a pinup pup. Pinup puppy. And now she's in a regional contest. Cutest puppy in the world. And she's like 340 place right now, but 8th place in our state. And the link up at the top of the chat there is you can go vote for if you'd like to do that. If you're into it, if you think she's a cute puppy and you'd like to vote for her, you can do it. There's the link. And you can also find out information about it on facebook.com/UntetheredLive family, which also the link is in the chat somewhere. It's quite fun. If she wins, we get money. So that's always a good thing. Amanda says, hi, Amy. And my hair goes all the way to my butt. Now, that's saying a lot. No, I'm just kidding. My hair used to go to my butt, and now it goes to the middle of my back. It's all bangs, though. I know you can't tell looking at me, but it's quite blue. It's out there. Aaron says, Amy, queen of wit. She is smart. Leave on yet? I'm working on it. I am working on it. I got it on my list. I don't know if I can sing it, though. It's kind of high. I'll try, though. Mr. P says, I really loved it down that way. Nothing. Uh-oh. Sorry, my chat jumped. Hang on. Where'd it go? Oh, here it goes. Mr. P says, I really loved it down that way. Nothing on this earth quite like the desert sky at night. It's godly indeed. I bet. It's me says, woohoo, Amanda. Rich says, Leuven brothers. Are you so friggin', you are so friggin' smart. Leuven brothers. Thank you, Rich. That's just, I was there. That's all. And wicked smart. I'm wicked smart. I like that expression, wicked. Amy Elizabeth says, going back to the topic of Monday's show, I try to eat life cereal every day. That way, when I die, people will say she was full of life. Yes. I saw that comment. I think I hearted it and liked it. Amy is so funny. Amy Bordeaux is here. Hey, long time no see. How you doing, Amy? Amy, too. I'm going to cut this thing off if it don't quit itching. Amy says, hi, everybody. Hearts and wavy hands. Rich says, Amy Elizabeth, good one. And Amy says, Amy B. in the house. Amanda says, hi, Amy, too. And Amy says, Amy S., long time. Yeah, how come you ain't been around? We miss you around here. Amanda says, LOL, Amy. True. It's me says, well, I be tired. Bedtime. Y'all have a good night. It's me. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Have a good rest. Enjoy your night. Kevin Cox. Hey, brother, did you forget the sleeves? I did not. They're just not here. This is a sleeveless shirt. It's a collarless shirt, too. And it's a pantsless shirt. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. How's April? You guys out at Gators tonight? Doing the thing? Amy Bordeaux says, hi, Amanda. Amanda says, hi, Kevin and Amy. And John says, what a cutie. Thank you very much. That is a cute puppy, isn't it? Amy says, Jake is wearing a tank top. Nice to see. He's expressing his right to bear arms. Right to bear arms or right to arm bears, whatever the hell you want to do. I just felt like being sleevey today. And Walter says, hey, Kevin, Amy, and John. Kevin says, I have hair at my butt. That's not the same thing as having hair down to your butt. Having hair at your butt is a different problem. You need to shave. I think we all have a little hair at our butt. Amanda says, hang on, chat jumped again. Amanda says, LOL, Amy. And ooh, Kevin. Mr. P says, hi, y'all. And Amy says, the longest hair in the human body is the nose hair. Because when you pluck one, your asshole puckers. Something happens. It's not a pleasant experience. Amy says, wicked is such a main thing. It is wicked. Rich S says, I have hair on my butt. I don't know about at it or in it, but on it for sure. And Amanda says, geez, Amy, shaking my head. Step away from the mustache. I'll get you trimmers. The mustache is not what's tickling my nose. The allergy is. It's tickling my eyes, too. I might be like allergic to dander or something because that puppy is in the house, and that might be what it is. Something's going on anyway. Miss P says, Amy is just full of shit. Full of shit. OOLP. I meant wit. Full of wit. Oops, I meant wit. Got it. Mr. P says, Amy's just full of wit. And Amanda says, good night, it's me. And Mr. P's laughing over there. Yeah, I hear you. Aaron says, I pictured someone pluck holding a mirror trying to prove Amy wrong, right? That's gross. I've had to do it a couple times because mine get kind of long and they touch my mustache. And when that happens, you know my nose is itching already. That just drives me crazy. So I got to I'll shave my head and everything. Just get it all away from me. Not really. Amanda says, me too, Aaron. Kevin Cox says, we're at Gators, gambling again, and I won again, and I picked up my money from last week's winnings. Don't tell April. Well, for a nominal fee, I'm just kidding. Enjoy your winnings, Kevin. That's awesome. I'm glad you won something. Patty says, I used to like the intro song of Coast to Coast, Midnight at the Oasis. Midnight at the Oasis, put your camel to bed. Believe it or not, fun fact, I used to do that song. That's strange. Aaron says, I can't unsee it. Ah. Walter Davis says, I used to have long hair, but now I'm old and it won't grow anymore. Well, I'm old, Walter, and I still got long hair. I'm not quite as old, but I'm old. I'm in the old category. I'm like a couple of years away from senior citizen. Unfortunately. This conversation is definitely untethered, unhinged, unadulterated, unredacted, unaccomplished, unaccommodating, uncouth, uncharacteristic, unabashed, unabbreviated, unbelievable, kissable, huggable, lovable, unbelievable. Amanda says, I brushed her today. It was too cold for a bath. When it warms up again, I will bathe her. Oh, well, you bathe her right on. But next time you brush her, let me know, because I want to get a video of it, because she skitzes out when you brush her, and it's hilarious. And that'll make a good short. Aaron says, Amy, if someone's nose pluckers, does it work the same way? If someone's nose puckers, if you pluck somebody's butt hair, do their nose pucker? I think that's the question. If you pluck your nose hair, your butt puckers, and if you pluck your butt hairs, your nose puckers. Weird. I like it. Amanda says, Aaron, deleted. And Linda says, I hated Walter's long hair. Really? Do you hate my long hair? Are you a anti-long hair bigot? Are you a bigot? I might put my hair down just for that. Amanda says, LOL, Aaron. And Aaron says, are you saying take off the comment? No. Huh? No. Why would I say that? I'm lost. What are you talking about?
He said he couldn't unsee it. I told him to Control-Alt-Delete it.
Oh. What could you unsee?
Somebody standing in the mirror.
Oh, plug. Yeah, I got you. Delete it. Amanda says, no, you said you couldn't unsee it. Oh, okay. Amy Elizabeth says, my late husband had a mullet when I first met him back in the 80s. So did I. He matured, and I gave him buzz cuts after that. I matured too, but I had a mullet. I had a mullet until it stopped being a mullet because it grew. I'm not very much on haircuts. I just kind of let it do its thing. Believe it or not, I don't actually do a lot to my hair. Most men don't. I'm not one of those like metrosexual guys that's always primping and, making sure every hair is perfect. I just kind of let it fly. I'll prove it. I have not brushed my hair today at all. Watch this. There you go. Just like that. Don't need to do anything to it. It's just there. This is a look you don't see every day, huh? Aaron says, I got it late, LOL. Sometimes that happens. Amanda says, LOL, a bit slow tonight, Aaron. Aaron says, my pit bull is Leo. I like pit bulls. That's my favorite kind of dog. We used to raise them when I was a kid, back when they fought dogs. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's what they did. My father had 100 of them or something like that, and they were all pit bulls. And I love those dogs. I always have. They make great pets if you know the rules. You have to know the rules when you're dealing with pit bulls, because there are things you can't do, such as touch their babies unless they invite you to. Don't reach your hand in there, though. You're going to draw back a nub. Or if it's their property, if you're not supposed to be there, don't go there, because they'll bite you. that sort of thing. Don't pull their ears, don't throw rocks at them, don't provoke them, that sort of thing. But most of the time, unless you make a pit bull mean, they're not mean dogs. They get a bad rap. People are trying to make them mean. That's why they're mean. Mr. P says, Handmaid's Tale is an odd one. Yes, it is. It says it's science fiction. I'll give it a few more episodes and see where it goes. It's very feminist in its nature, and if you're not into that, you're not going to like that show. If you are into that, though, it'll be a great show. You'll love it. Amy says, Handmaid's Tale is a good series, but the left thinks it's nonfiction. Well, the left is writing it. That's what they want it to be, actually, I think. Amanda says, if you pluck your butt hairs, your eyes water too. Probably. Mr. P says, I'm about 3 episodes in so far. I'm not a fan. If you like science fiction, Mr. P, may I recommend The Fountain? It's I believe it's Apple TV. I'm not sure about it. It's either Apple or Hulu. I can't remember which, but The Fountain. Sorry, The Foundation. The Foundation is a great science fiction show. And also, you can get this on Hulu, The Orville. No, you can get it on Disney, because didn't Disney buy Fox? Yeah, you can get it on Disney now. The Orville. Check it out. You'll love it. So The Foundation or The Orville? The Foundation is based on Isaac Asimov's writing. And it's a very good book series, and it's a very good television series. And if you want, like, way out there, look up, what is it called? Something in Wolves. I can't remember. But it's the guy that did Alien. Ridley Scott, something Wolves. I can't remember what it is, but Wolves is in the title. Amanda, look that up for me. Ridley Scott, something Wolves. That's a science fiction that's way out there, but it's really good. It's interesting to watch. Raised by Wolves. That's it. Check it out. Raised by Wolves by Ridley Scott. Great science fiction. John says, I have to use a chainsaw to cut my nose hairs. Wow. How do you get it up there? Terrifying. Amy says, Amanda needs to appear on camera. Amanda's not a camera girl. And Amanda says, oh, wow, John, LOL. And Amanda says, it's Jake's podcast. I don't do cameras, LOL. See? Amy says, John H. laughing. Amanda says, and most of the time we're on, I'm already ready for bed and in my pajamas. Yeah, definitely don't want to appear on camera in your pajamas. Amy says, Ozzy. Right on. Aaron says, you could do a pup channel, Amanda. There's an idea. Patty says, long hair freaky people need not apply. So I tucked my hair up under my hat and I went in to ask him why. Said you look like a fine, outstanding young man. I think you do. So I took off my hat and said, imagine that. Me working for you. Nice song. Aaron says, Amanda. I see what you did. Mr. P says, dread nose hairs. I dread nose hairs. I get those. I I get those super long ones on the rim of my ear, and I convinced... Damn, my chat jumped. Hang on. And I convinced my nephews that hairs from the top of the head can transplant themselves onto the back of the ear and in the nose. Wow. I get the ones on the edges of my ears that stick out like that, like a wolf. The first time I discovered it, I was like 25 years old, and I had long hair, and I went to get my hair cut, so I got a tight fade, what they call a buzz cut now. They called it a fade back then, just, high and tight. So I did that, and when the barber turned me around, I looked like a wolf man. My hair was sticking up like that, like 3 inches off my ears. I was like, Jesus Christ, what is that? And she was laughing, and I said, cut that off quickly. I don't want nobody to see that. So now I have to shave my ears. You're welcome. And my nose, right there. I have hair on the edge of my nose. I have hair in between my eyebrows. I have hair on my ears. It's like my DNA said, yeah, we'll put some there too. What the hell? Oddly enough, no underarm hair. No chest hair. So from the waist to the neck, I'm bald as a cucumber. Everywhere else is hair, though. Isn't that weird? That's what happens when you mix an Irish and an Indian together. You get a potato head that can't drink. A Native American with pale skin. They call me pale skin. Red bone. Amanda says, this is true, Aaron. And she likes to play with the feral cats outside. It's funny. I just might. Pup channel. We might do that. Amy Elizabeth says, every pit bull I've ever met is sweet. Me too. I've never had a bad one. Ever. And I've had a bunch of them. Now, if you make them mean, now there's people out there that'll feed their pit bulls gunpowder and play real rough with them and try to force them to be vicious because they're big, strong, muscular dogs. I guess they want them to be vicious. That's not a good idea. They've got DNA that'll go off like a rocket, and you'll end up having to cut that dog off of somebody. Don't do that. But if you just let them be themselves or get a female one, they're great dogs. I've never had any trouble with a pit bull. But everybody I hear talking about them, they're like the most hated or feared dog out there, and I just don't get it. A Doberman Pinscher is worse than a pit bull is. John says, the thing you got to be worried about is hairy palms, right? Well, I do wear glasses, if that'll tell you anything. I don't have hairy palms, but I can't see. What's a Mennonite? Oh, Aaron, a Mennonite is like an Amish person. You know what Amish people are? It's a particular religion. A religious sect, usually associated with Pentecostal holiness beliefs. They're the women that stay at home. Most of the real Mennonites do like polygamy. They have like sister wives, and one guy has like 4 wives. But they if you every now and then you'll see one in the grocery store. They got blue jean skirts on that go all the way to their ankles, and a button-up blouse that has long sleeves and a little white cap on their head, and their hair's always in a bun. That's a Mennonite. And every now and then you'll see one and think, well, that's a strangely dressed lady. Kind of looks mannish, but strangely she's beautiful. That's them. So Mennonite is a religious sect. Amy Elizabeth says, John, I've got witty competition. I believe that. Aaron says, Amy, mine is a funny good boy. Your pit bull? Yes. Beautiful dogs. John says, I need a good laugh at Mo. You need a good laugh at Mo? Amy says, my Chihuahua identifies as a Rottweiler. I think mine does too. Mr. P says, I've seen it, Jake. The Orville as well. Cool. Lots of free time in the past few years since I've become a celibate recluse. I hear you. Well, I was just pointing out some ones that aren't on the beaten path. You're a little off the beaten path. Most people have never heard of those shows, but I see you've got good taste, so I will do better. I'll introduce you to some stuff that I know you haven't seen. Let me think about it a day or so. Isaac was awesome. Isaac Asimov, yes, he was a good writer. He also invented the satellite dish. I mean the satellite, actually. He wrote about it before they had them. The reason they thought about doing it was because of his writings. Patty says, I have a pit that I'm sure has saved my life before, and his name is Memphis. Nice. A pit named Memphis. Uh-huh. Were you walking with Memphis? Rich says, super chats to see Amanda on TV. Yeah, hit a super chat. I'll take it. I'll snatch her in here in a heartbeat. Aaron says, Amy, have you seen that channel with the chins that the lady dresses up and they do stuff? One was a ninja. Is that where they upside down and they have little googly eyes on their face and they look like faces, but they're upside down faces? I think I know what you're talking about. Amanda says, LOL, Rich. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Amanda says, I might one night. You never know. Patty says, Jake, your hair is looking good, buddy. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. I did nothing to it. I just pulled it down. It hadn't been brushed in a week. Amy says, no, Aaron, I don't have Hulu anymore. Aaron says, Patty, tell Memphis he's awesome. Memphis and Leo. And thank you for the compliment, Patty. I appreciate you. Mr. P says, Amanda, no filters. I'm with you. Amanda says, Mennonites, a Christian denomination tracking back to the Anabaptist movement, hold the Bible as their primary guide, emphasizing the teachings of the New Testament and seeking to live in accordance. There you go. They're basically Amish people. They're Amish people that don't have horses. How about that? They're Amish people that don't live in Pennsylvania. They're down there. They're Southern Amish people. That's what they are. Southern Amish people that don't ride horses and like electricity. Amanda says, with its principles, in accordance with its principles. Right. It's on YouTube, Amy? Asks Aaron. Or says Aaron, it's on YouTube. Okay, so whatever he's telling you to look at, it's on YouTube. And Amanda says, LOL, Mr. P, I don't do filters either. I don't have a filter. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. Whatever pops in my head is jumping out of my mouth before I can grab it. Usually that's the way it works. Right out of my mouth. Sometimes it comes out and it surprises me. I can't believe I just said that. It happens. Amanda says, I'm real regardless. She is real, 100%. I promise, I'm not talking to myself. I mean, I do talk to myself, and that happens. But she's real. Somebody's getting my coffee. It wasn't me. I think they think you're a figment of my imagination. Yeah, but I might be a ventriloquist. Watch for my Adam's apple. If she's talking and my Adam's apple moves, you know you've got me. Dead to rights. Yeah, you could. You could. Amy Elizabeth says, us older ladies have thick gray hair growing in strange places too. That's why we're called cougars. Really? Here, I thought it was because of your wild sexual desires. Aaron says, I'll find it and send it to you. Right on. And Amanda says, LOL, Amy. Aaron, did you get your problem figured out, what you were dealing with earlier? Patty says, Aaron, I do love him so much. It's the first dog that I have ever let sleep with me in my life. He is so loyal and protective. That's beautiful, by the way. I don't like dogs sleeping with me because I'm scared I'm going to roll over on them, but that is beautiful. And it's beautiful that he's protective of you. That's a good dog. Aaron says, I thought it was because you end up with 4 teeth and big hands, Amy. Just kidding. Cougar end up with 4 teeth and big hands. Aaron says, Patty, they're beautiful. Yes, they are. Amy says, I made the comment about gray hair, and it showed me an ad for Just for Men, LOL. Really? Are you serious? That's horrible. Apparently, YouTube's listening, huh? Amanda says, LOL, Amy. Oh, Amy, check out the new emoji. There's the Jake emoji. Can you see that? I can't barely see it.
Oh, only the members can see it.
Only the members can see it. Is that true? Can only members see it or can only members use it?
No, only the members can use it.
Use it. Yeah, everybody can see it. Amy says, seriously? Seriously? Mr. P says, Jake, the one with Jason Momoa where they're blind except for the one girl. That's another I thought was really good. Yeah, I saw the previews for that one and I meant to look into it, but it got away from me. And I never did check that one out. But you say it's good? I'll watch it then. Do you remember what it's called? I don't remember the name of it. But I know what you're talking about. I could look up Jason Momoa and find it, but he's going to make more, Amy, says Amanda. Yeah, I'm going to make more emojis. That was just a test just to see what it was because I didn't know. So now that I know what it is, and you can use those on other chats too, by the way. Other people's channels, you can use that emoji as far as I understand it. So I'm going to make a series of them and put them out and see what happens. But I'll do some actual ones that you can see. That was just a test. I might do a mustache emoji or something. We'll figure it out. And Amanda says, Jake. Mr. P says, Jake. And Aaron says, Jake. It looks like a Jakeathon, says Amanda. Everyone put a Jake. And Mr. P says, Jake, they need to make a series out of the Gorge. Great movie, simple and solid. Is that a new movie? The Gorge? Is that the one with the 2 people in like a post-apocalyptic wasteland or something? I think I've seen something like that. I didn't see the movie, but I've seen the preview. If that's the new movie that I'm thinking about. But I'll look into it. I'll look it up tonight, The Gorge. Amanda says, when I was born, my brain-to-mouth filter was deleted. Wow. Linda says, tons of Mennonites in Pennsylvania. Okay, so I'm wrong about that. They're not Amish people from the South. I don't know. They're like Amish people. They're Amish light. They're like 0-calorie Amish people. Mr. P says, there isn't a single old lady a part of this community. All you ladies are fine. That's what Mr. P's saying. Ain't no oldness here. All gorgeous, prime rib ladies. Maybe that wasn't a good one. Anyway. Amy says, I don't have a JTAG, so I don't have a new emoji. I'm sorry. Get yourself a JTAG. Amanda says, the smiley face on the right of the chat box, Amy. I think what she's saying is only members can see, members can use them. I didn't know that either. Maybe I can fix that. I'll have to look into it. I just found it today. I didn't know I could even make emojis, but I'll work on it and play with it tonight and see what I can come up with. It's kind of cool. Mr. P says, I didn't know that. I didn't either. Amy says, it's not there. I'm sorry. And Amanda says, wait, Mr. P isn't a member. Nope, then you retract it. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You got that one wrong. Aaron says, push the smiley face. And John says, Amy, you won. I concede you're funny. She is funny. She's a funny lady. And Amanda says, you might need to update your YouTube. I don't know. I think it may be for members. I'm not sure. And Amy says, Jason Momoa is hot. Yes, and they wasted him on that Hercules movie. They remade, no, it was Conan, sorry. They remade Conan the Barbarian. And it was done by woke activists. So they took out everything about Conan that was good. They scrubbed the script from all masculinity. And they put out a movie that I can only describe as 2 hours of what the hell is going on. It wasn't good. It was not a good movie at all. But Jason Momoa made a great Conan. They just didn't use him well. So they ruined it. So I don't think they were ever going to make another one like that. But it's because the people who own Conan, that company is ran by activists, purple-haired, feminine men type people. And they ruin everything they touch. They ruined Snow White. They ruined Conan the Barbarian. They ruin everything. They ruin Superman. They ruin everything. Mr. P says, Jake, best newest show I've come across is The Studio, also an Apple TV with Jason Momoa show. The Studio, I'll check it out. It's very hard to find good shows anymore. Most of them are just nonsense. And the ones that are good are only good for the first 3 episodes. And then they go into the message, They start doing the nonsense. Like that show, The Last of Us. They made a great show for 3 episodes, and then it went downhill. Every episode after that was garbage, worse than the last. But now they're making season 2, and I'm sure it's going to be just as terrible. Mr. P says, Jake. And Patty says, it's bedtime now. I love all of you, and I appreciate you. Jake, Miss Amanda, thank you again for bringing together great company. Good night. Patty, God bless you, sweetheart. I'm not far behind you. It's 10:46. Thank you for being here. I love you very much. I appreciate you, too. Enjoy your evening. And Amanda says, good night, Patty. And Mr. P says, good night, Patty. And Amanda says, it has to be something on your end, Amy. Mr. P is doing it. But Mr. P is a member. Amy is not a member, so that's probably why he can do it. We'll figure it out, though. If it's possible, I'll put it up for everybody to use. I don't have any control over that stuff. I'm just trying to use whatever options they give me. And Mr. P says, yep, The Gorge is on Apple 2 now. Okay, I'll check it out. Amy says, something green with teeth. I don't know what that is. Is that a choking SpongeBob? Kind of looks like a choking SpongeBob. Linda says, good night, Patty. And Aaron says, P has a tag Amanda. Mr. P has a tag. Yes, he does. And Amanda says, oh, never mind. Duh. Mr. P says, I sorted out how to get Apple without any Apple devices, and now it's probably my favorite channel between Apple and Prime. Right on. Aaron says, we need an oh no emoji. I don't know how I would do that. I'll figure something out. Humor is my coping mechanism, says Amy. Mine too. And Amanda says, we need a bunch of emojis. Hi, welcome, all, tribble, amen, prayers, and lots of jakes. And a hi emoji so that everybody can stop saying hi. Amanda says, and a good night emoji. And Aaron says, one with Jake sleep when he has to bow out. Right on. I don't like doing that, though. I don't feel good about that. I've had to do it a couple times because it just keeps getting later and later and later, and there's no way I can get to the bottom. It's like a lost cause because the more I try, the longer it gets. And I do have to get up and go to work, so I need to sleep at least an hour or two. I have bowed out before, but I don't like doing it. And I try to go back and read the chat afterwards the next day or so I don't miss out on anything. But I want to give you guys your money's worth. You know, whatever I can do to be part of this, I'm trying to do the best I can. Mr. P says, yep, The Last of Us turned into a liberal gay show. It really did. It really went south fast with no warning. It went from great to nauseating, just like that. And it had potential to be such a good show, too. Amanda says, LOL, he'd kill me dead. For what? Oh, taking a picture of me sleeping? Yeah, probably. Amy says, no, or prayers, or dogs. Interesting. John H. says, today, Jake, I was asked if I was pregnant at the hospital. Really? Oh, my God. You should have said yes. I would have. I wouldn't have been able to not say yes. I would have said, yep, 3 months. It's going to be a little boy. A little boy elephant. It's already showing. You want to see? I think the trunk is visible. And I pull my pockets out. Zipper down, pockets out. Little baby elephant. That's horrible. I can't believe they ask you that. And Aaron says, LOL, we need it. And Amy Elizabeth says, food, baby, John. Right. Amanda says, I did run across a bunch of pictures, old pictures, and some of us in the 90s. I might see if he will share with y'all sometime. And remember what I told you about private pictures? There's a difference between public Jake and private Jake. And those two don't need to ever meet. But maybe. We'll see. If it's tasteful, I'll share. Aaron says, I like our star farts. Me too. That was a good conversation. And I did read that afterwards, and it was hilarious. You guys were on a roll. And Amy Elizabeth says, hi. I think you got it all figured out, Amy. I don't need to make any emojis. And Amanda says, my picture on YouTube are of us when we got married in 1994. Yep. I look exactly the same as I did back then, just grayer and longer and fatter. Mr. P says, I'll let you catch up, Jake. Thank you, sir. Amanda says, right again, Aaron. Amy Elizabeth says, stars. I think that's a star fart. Nice. Aaron's laughing. Mr. P says, holy shit, Amanda. I didn't know you were married 30 gall darn years. Oh, yeah. Been a while. We've been together twice. That is, oddly enough, the second time in my life that's happened. Amy Elizabeth says, I was showing emojis, Jake. The no sign for all, and the prayer sign for prayer. Yeah, I got it. I assumed you were saying that in response to me saying that I needed to make all those emojis, or Amanda saying that, and then you were showing that they already had them. That's what I thought. I took that as. Linda says, kiss the rabbit between the ears. That's right. Kiss the rabbit between the ears. That's an old joke. I heard that when I was a little boy. You ever kissed a rabbit between the ears? No. Pucker up. Amanda says, LOL, that's exactly what I was thinking, Linda. Right on. And Amy Elizabeth says, I'll vote for Tribble later. Well, thank you. Please do. Maybe we'll get somewhere with that. Who knows? We might make a little money. Kevin Cox, are you still here? You hadn't said nothing in a while. Amanda says, thanks, Amy. And Linda Davis says, Amanda, we are sisters in our minds. Yep. And Amanda says, right, Linda. And Linda smiles. And Amanda says, we's dirty girls, Linda. Don't be dirty girls. Don't be perverts, be proverts. And Mr. P says, well, belated congratulations on 30 years. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a long time. Pick up anybody's drawers. And Amanda says, thank you, Mr. P. And yes, thank you. Yep. That's how we got married a long time ago. And then we separated, and then we got back together. And several lifetimes occurred in between those two events for both of us. And now we're older and wiser and know why it didn't work the first time. Make it work this time. That's what happens when you get old. You figure out where you messed up. All right. It's 10:55 and I got to go to bed. Thank you guys for the vote for the puppy. I appreciate that. It means a lot. And thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support and the appreciation. And I appreciate you back just as much. And John says, I want to say thank you for cheering me up today. John, God bless you, sir. We love you, and we're here for you. If there's anything we could do, please reach out. I can't say that enough. And please, everybody, say a prayer for John. He's going through some stuff. God knows what it is. And just ask for his hand in the situation. That's all I tell you to do. And we appreciate that. God bless every one of you. Mr. P says, God bless all. And Linda says, I love you all. Good night, family. And Amanda says, good night all. See you Friday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for a chill stream. Much love, everybody. And Aaron says, prayers for John. Thank you, Aaron. Amy says, good night. Love you. Love you guys. And John says, good night, everybody. Hearts everywhere. John, you hang in there. We're going to get through this thing together. Have a great night. I'll see you guys Friday. Thank you for everything. Peace. Thanks for watching. I love you. And as soon as I leave, Debbie comes in, so I can't leave yet. Hey, Debbie, how are you, sweetheart? She says, good night, all y'all. Have you been here long, Debbie? I can't go without showing you my puppy one more time. Pow, Miss July. My puppy's a pinup pup. Look at that baby. Look at that cute little cross-eyed baby. All right. Amanda says, hi, Dennis. That's Debbie. Debbie says, I'm good, and yep, I've been here a while. Well, how come you didn't say nothing? I like talking to you, too, you know. Debbie says, cute puppy. Thank you, Deb. She's in a contest right now. Cutest dog in the world. The link is pinned at the top of the chat if you want to vote. If you're into that sort of thing, you don't have to. It's not necessary, but if you want to, there it is. Go vote your conscience. And if she is the cutest puppy in the world indeed, maybe she'll win. We'll see. She won that spot on that calendar, and that's the picture they're going to use. So we're probably going to end up getting one of those calendars. I don't know why, though, because we own the dog. We can just, like, look down. But she is on a calendar, so there's that. I got competition in the house. I'm not the only person on TV anymore. Amy says, driving while listening. All right. Well, I do have to go to bed because I got to get up and go to work in the morning like a real man, do real stuff. God bless you. Good night, and thank you for watching.